All right, so we're going to be taking a comprehensive look at supplementation. We're going to cover quite a bit of stuff here. So we're going to cover what exactly supplements are, when you should use them, some recommended supplements that I just recommend for everybody, no matter what, how to tell which supplements are best for you, some bogus supplements you should never waste your money on. We're going to have a little bit of a section here on protein powders, and then common mistakes and pitfalls with all of this stuff. All right, so first thing, what even are supplements in the first place? Their role, honestly, is just to help your quality of life. Some supplements are useless and they're a waste of money, but some can actually drastically increase the quality of your life and change the way you live. If you've ever taken like a vitamin that you were deficient in, and then you take a supplement, you know how life-changing it truly is. Or maybe you take like a digestive enzyme and it takes away your gut health issues. Like, it is insanely powerful. Some supplements, okay? But it's important to be educated on what supplements are right for you and which ones are a scam. Some are out there literally just to take your money, but they are considered supplements for a reason. So they're only supposed to supplement your lifestyle, and they're supposed to be the cherry on top of an already healthy lifestyle, right? So like, if you're not sleeping, you're not working out, you're not eating healthy, but you're trying to take this magic powder that's supposed to make you healthy, it's not going to do anything if you don't fix the other stuff first. Okay, you can go a long way with good sleep, good quality training and exercise, and a great diet. Those three things alone will take you so far where you probably don't even need supplements, again, unless you do have that deficiency. So no supplement can make up for a bad diet, lack of exercise, poor sleep, overdoing the alcohol, or high sugar intake. Again, this is important. Avoid supplements if you can, but some can be vital to living a healthy lifestyle. Okay, I take supplements. I don't take a lot, but I take a few. Because again, I focus here first, and then if I'm doing all of these things and then still feel like I need some extra, stuff, then I'll think about supplements. But I don't even need to think about supplements if my diet sucks, if I have, I don't exercise, my sleep sucks, if I'm drinking too much, or if I have a high sugar intake. If those things are the case, fix those first before you even think about supplements. When supplements should even be used is the first thing is when there's a severe lack of nutrients in your body, okay? Or when quality of life matters if you do or do not take it. If getting the nutrient through natural forms would cost more resources than just taking the supplement form of it, those are some pretty easy cases of when you should think about supplementing, okay? And these are just some recommended supplements that I recommend. They're not requirements for daily life. You don't have to take them. They're just a good idea for everyone to take, but you will not die if you don't have them, okay? The first one is creatine. I take this every single day. I take 5 grams in a powder. I put it into my water. This supplement helps replenish ATP in cells, giving you more energy and helping with recovery. It also increases muscle size and strength overall. Okay, so my mom thought that I was taking steroids when I would take this at home, but it's not steroids, I promise. All it does is it helps replenish ATP, okay, which is the energy source in your cells. So think about like if you go to the gym and you do an exercise, right? Your gas tank goes down, like you empty a lot of gas, and then slowly it kind of replenishes, but it never goes back up to 100%. So you start the workout at 100%, and then you do a set of squats. It goes down to 50, and then it's going to slowly rebuild back up to like 90, right? When you take creatine, you do a set of squats, it goes down to 50. That replenishment goes back up to like 97. So it just helps ATP replenish in the cells, giving you more energy to do more in your workouts, which then helps with overall muscle size. However, it does retain water. So it does not bloat you, it just puffs you a little bit because it does hold on to the powder, causes you to retain a little bit more water. Omega-3 is another one, okay, or fish oil pill. Omega-3s are essential for brain health, and they help with hormone regulation. They are found in fatty fish, which can be expensive. That's the reason I take an omega-3 pill, because I don't eat fish at all. I just don't love it. It's not like the most I just don't like fish that much. So I just choose to take the omega-3 instead. The next one is a multivitamin with iron. We are seeing a sharp increase in iron deficiency and anemia, especially among women. So it's very, very, very important, I think, everyone should take a multivitamin, but if you can find one with iron, that is even better. Okay. It's a good way to cover your bases in case you do have a deficiency and get one with an iron to bump up the iron intake. Okay. Likely you probably have some sort of deficiency, or if you don't have a deficiency, it's probably on the lower end and something needs to be boosted a little bit. So just taking a multivitamin will cover your bases. The next one is vitamin D, especially in the fall, winter, and spring, because you're not outside a lot. You're not getting a lot of vitamin D from the sun. So taking that pill form is really, really important because vitamin D is so essential just for daily life. And deficiency in vitamin D is extremely common, especially because we're inside a lot more nowadays than we used to be. And there aren't really any natural foods with vitamin D in them. So supplement is pretty much essential for vitamin D. The last one is magnesium. I'm only putting this here because 60% of Americans are deficient in magnesium. It's extremely common to have a magnesium deficiency, but get tested first because you don't want to take too much magnesium, but taking a small dose like 50 milligrams in the meantime won't hurt you. Okay, so those are my 5 recommended supplements for everyone. And how to tell which supplements are best for you is to get tested. Get a blood test. They're cheap and they give you a lot of helpful information. A basic blood panel will identify any deficiencies where you see low levels, even if you're in a good range. If you're on the low end of the range, it's a good idea to supplement. Vitamin D test is separate from just a normal blood panel. So make sure that you, again, if you have not gotten a blood test recently, do it now because it is so essential to know where you stand. And you could be dealing with low energy and think that it's just coming from, work or stress or whatever. But really, in actuality, you have anemia and you have really low levels of iron and you need to get the iron up, and that will actually take care of it. So just get tested, see what you need to fill, see what gaps you need to fill. Once you see the blood test, you see the results, you see where there are gaps, start taking the supplement to fill those gaps. Okay. Another thing too is hormone tests. Okay. So we will be working with you on hormones and whether or not we need to really worry about that. But if we do, then your coach might recommend that you get a specific hormone testing. But if you've not gotten there yet, take a comprehensive women's test and hormone blood test as soon as you can. Okay. This is, again, just very good information. This is separate from just like the basic once a year blood test that you get from your doctor. Ordering a comprehensive women's health and hormone blood test is separate. So get this done as well. It can be a little pricey if you're going through without insurance. I don't even know if insurance covers these types of tests, but normally these types of tests are like $150 to $200. So just keep that in mind, but it is completely worth it. It's so vital to just getting it done like once every year or 2 years is so vital to just knowing where you stand, where the gaps are, and what you need to work on. Because again, you could be trying your hardest and doing everything right. And this was me. I was doing everything I thought was right to work on my health and become healthy. But little did I know I had testosterone in the tank and my vitamin D was low. I had low iron. I had all these gaps to fill that I wasn't even aware of. So I was doing everything that I thought was right when in actuality, there was like 3 or 4 things that I should have been doing that I wasn't. So it's super good to just have that peace of mind and have that knowledge. So the next section here is just supplements you should never, ever, ever waste your money on. Stay the hell away from these. And again, one of them is not needed, but I just added it to the list because I like to troll people who think that it's really good when it's not. The first one is fat loss or fat burner pills. Okay. They are so useless. It's not even funny. All they do is decrease your appetite or increase your energy to make you move more. A lot of fat loss pills just have caffeine in them. And they just make you like tap your fingers a little bit more. They make you kind of walk around a little bit more. They kind of make you a little bit more wired so that you end up burning more calories. And then, you're just achieving a calorie deficit to lose weight. Or they're just appetite depressants so that you eat less. So they're a waste of money. They don't do anything magical to actually target fat in your body. They make you move more or they make you eat less, which makes you lose weight. Okay. But again, that can be achieved with just proper coaching. And you might not even be in the mode to be losing fat right now. Maybe you're in a building stage, or maybe you're in a maintenance phase, maybe you're in a reverse diet and you don't want to be losing weight. So absolutely do not take fat loss or fat burner pills because they typically don't work in general, because all they do is just give you a little bit of a caffeine boost. And if you're already taking caffeine, it doesn't really help. Okay. The next one is pre-workout. The only useful ingredient in pre-workout is caffeine. Drink coffee; it's way cheaper. The pre-workout claims to have like all these extra added, things inside of them that make it like super beneficial. And some of them have like some beneficial ingredients. Beta alanine can be kind of useful if you like the feeling of being like jittery before a workout, those types of things. But again, the best ingredient in pre-workout is just caffeine, and a lot of these pre-workouts out there have extremely high, unnecessarily high doses of caffeine. Some of them are 400 to 500 milligrams of caffeine, which is insane. All you need is a cup of coffee and maybe like some electrolytes, and you'll be good to go for a workout. You do not need a pre-workout supplement. The next one is like vitamin A, B, C, E. Maybe you might want to take that. But A, B, C, and zinc are vitamins that you do not need to take extra of. They will be found in a multivitamin, but you don't need to take any extra vitamin A, B, C, or zinc unless you do have that deficiency. But if you're just normal and you feel pretty good overall, do not feel like you need to take any separate vitamin A, B, C, or zinc. They can be found in foods anyways. So another one that I've seen a lot is like apple cider vinegar. Use it for cooking. It's not special. It's literally just like such a waste of money if you're buying like apple cider vinegar pills and capsules and all that stuff. Like it's very good for you, but you don't need to supplement with it. It is good for you, but use it when you're cooking. Way cheaper. And then the last one is BCAAs, which are just isolated forms of amino acid that's found in all animal protein. So it stands for branched chain amino acid, which is what makes up protein. So basically, all you're doing is you're just taking isolated form of the amino acids that are found in protein. And with BCAAs, if you are eating enough protein from food, they're completely useless. If you are not eating enough protein from food or from protein powders, it definitely could be beneficial. Let's say that your protein intake, you should be eating around 120 grams and you're eating like right around like 100 or 110. You're struggling to get that extra 10 grams on a consistent basis. Taking a protein powder with BCAAs could be helpful, and just taking BCAAs on its own could also be helpful too. Speaking of protein powders, let's cover these really quickly. So protein powders, first of all, let's get some myths out of the way. Let's bust some myths. They are not necessary at all for fat loss and muscle gain. They are not needed. They are not needed right after a workout, and they are not better than real food. But when should you use them? Only need to use a protein powder if it's difficult for you to eat adequate amounts of protein from whole food sources. Again, if your protein goal is like 130 or 140 grams, and you are just like burnt out on chicken and steak and fish and stuff and eggs, and you just don't want to eat any more protein, then a protein powder would be beneficial to help you get that extra 20, 25 grams of protein that you need. And which protein powders should you use if that's the case? Whey protein is the best if you can digest it well. Okay, it's the best for muscle building. Tons of research around this to show that whey protein is the best if you can digest it. If you drink whey protein and you are like bloated and you are, or maybe the opposite is true, like where you're like going to the bathroom too much, or maybe you're not going to the bathroom at all and you're super constipated and you're bloated, and maybe you are like farting a lot and it like really stinks or whatever, like you'll hear a lot of those things. Whey is probably not the best protein powder for you. So then you should move on to option B, which is a vegan protein powder. Okay. The biggest thing with vegan protein powders is make sure, one, that they are third-party tested. Well, make sure all of them are third-party tested, but because there are some recent studies that showed some heavy metals in vegan proteins. So make sure that they're third-party tested for no heavy metals and stuff. And then also make sure that there are multiple sources of protein in the protein powder. So you've got like some pea protein, some pumpkin protein, some rice protein, quinoa protein, whatever the hell else is in vegan protein powders. Mine, I think, is a mixture of a lot of different things. I've got like 15 in the one that I use. So I love it, and it tastes pretty good because vegan protein powders are not known for tasting that great. So just make sure that you've got kind of a variety of some vegan sources in that protein powder, all in the same powder. Okay, don't get like a tub of pea and a tub of pumpkin. Like there's vegan proteins out there that have it all mixed into one powder. And then the last little topic here is just some common mistakes and pitfalls around supplementation. One is thinking that a supplement is a missing factor in your weight loss and health. It could be, but they're only useful if you're checking off your workouts, sleep, and your nutrition first. If these things are not in line, a supplement is useless. Okay. Again, unless you have that deficiency. Spending money on supplements you can get from food or coffee is another mistake. If you can get all of the stuff, if you're taking a vitamin that can be found in steak or in eggs and you're taking the supplement form instead, I mean, like I said, I don't eat fish, so I take the supplement instead. So I guess, I'm kind of biting my words a little bit there. But again, like if you're taking a bunch of different supplements that you could just be getting from food, the whole food source of that nutrient is going to be better for you. Okay. Taking supplements for things that you are not lacking. So if you get a blood test done and you're not lacking magnesium at all, don't need to take a magnesium supplement. Okay. And then the last thing is people just don't get tested for deficiencies. They just read online that apple cider vinegar is perfect. It's a great supplement. So they just go out and buy it. Or that everybody needs to be taking vitamin C. Vitamin C is good for immune health and it's super good for you. And then everybody goes out and they buy vitamin C, not knowing that pretty much every fruit and vegetable has vitamin C in it. So just those types of things. So get tested, see what you need and what you don't need, and then make your decisions based on that. I hope this was helpful. Let me know if you have any more questions on supplements, and I will be happy to answer them.